Time now for your weather on the 4s.
The time is 6:44. Let's check your weather on the 4s with meteorologist Thomas Geboy. You know, Thomas, it's nice. It finally feels like spring again this morning.
Yeah, we're kind of inching in that direction, and we're going to continue that as we go throughout the next couple of days, thanks to a strong southerly flow of wind. But we are still going to be looking at unsettled weather in northern Utah, as we do have a couple of more disturbances that will be on the way from today into the Easter weekend. But that warm-up, that's going to be very apparent, especially down in southern Utah, and we'll be talking about the Easter weekend as well. So pleasant conditions down south and unsettled weather up north. And here's the system that's going to be arriving later today in the form of a low-pressure warm front and cold front, as that's now working its way into southeastern Oregon and soon will be moving into Idaho. We are still looking at times of snow up in our mountains. There is a little bit of wet weather around the Salt Lake Valley, but for the most part, this is generally pretty light in nature. The roadways along the Wasatch Front are still looking okay, but they're running slick once you get towards the Wasatch back. So this morning, even though we're looking at relatively calmer conditions this morning, even though there's still some wet weather around, I'm still going to encourage you to build in some extra time as you get ready to head off to work and school this morning. Here's the view from the Hogle Zoo, and on the radar, again, it looks like we're seeing rain and snow, but some of that's not actually reaching the ground. The Hogle Zoo, things are relatively calm, but as you look towards the mountains and Immigration Canyon, we're definitely seeing snow in the higher elevations once you start to get into the mountains and towards the Wasatch Back. And then up in the Wasatch Back, Park City Mountain, continuing to find times of snow, and you saw those trees there blanketed with all that fresh snow. That's a beautiful view. And then down in Bryce Canyon, looks like a completely different world as we have a good amount of sunshine, as this is going to be an absolutely beautiful sunrise from Bryce Canyon. And it looks to be a pretty nice day if you're going to be heading to the parks to go for a hike, if you want to go do that for this Friday Eve. Daytime highs will start to inch closer to our seasonal average. 55 degrees in Salt Lake City, 56 in Provo, 60 degrees in Delta, 57 down in Cedar City, and 70 degrees in St. George. And the best chance for wet weather, once again, is going to be along and north of the I-70 corridor. And with us warming into the 50s, with that chance for wet weather increasing by the second half of the day, looks to be a better chance for valley rain and mountain snow rather than exclusively snow based on those temperatures. So let's start the Futurecast at 7 o'clock this morning. The Futurecast is really not doing that great of a job, but it will show over the next handful of hours. The best chance for wet weather is going to come in our mountains in northern Utah. Then as we go from this afternoon into this evening, the chance for wet weather ramps up as that cold front starts to work its way in. Likely going to be valley rain and mountain snow from the afternoon into the early stretches of the evening. Then as we go into tonight, as we start to cool things down, a better of a chance to start to see a little bit of at least a wintry mix, keeping that chance for wet weather in northern Utah predominantly through the early stretches of tomorrow before we get relatively calmer conditions Friday afternoon. Maybe a little bit of sunshine breaking through, as our daytime highs will be a little bit warmer tomorrow compared to what we're going to be fighting for today. And for the fourth day in a row in northern Utah, a few thunderstorms in northern Utah will be a possibility, and they'll be capable of some graupel, some brief heavy precipitation, gusty winds, and of course lightning. Another thing that we'll need to keep in mind. Meanwhile, in eastern Utah and southeastern Utah for the Colorado River Basin in Grand County, we do have a red flag warning. It's going to be one of those days you want to avoid any outdoor burning activities due to low relative humidity and gusty southwesterly winds. In St. George, we'll be looking at a daytime high of 70 degrees, 77 for our Friday, and near 80 degrees through the Easter weekend with mostly sunny skies and breezy conditions. Then along the Wasatch Front, it's going to look a little bit different, as we're going to have the chance for rain and snow for today. Chance early for our Friday. Then another system arrives late Saturday into early Sunday. But I'm thinking for Easter Sunday by the afternoon should see drier conditions with daytime highs in the 50s before we enter into a pretty spring-like pattern with dry skies early next week.